Hello, everyone, and welcome to my gap trading series, Unleash Your Trading Instinct. We're looking at an NVDA. We also have a series, gap series on Apple, so make sure you check out those videos. Some interesting events have happened within NVIDIA, and I'm excited to talk about that today. As always, before we jump into the chart, let's take a look at our guidelines. I talk about these all the time because repetition really sets in these golden nuggets, these trading rules that are critical. So when we are gap trading, we're looking for institutional participation. That means hedge funds, banks need to be involved. So any of the big stocks, your Exxons, your Amazons, your Apples, Zooms, anything that has high volume and high market caps, not these illiquid stocks, right? These well-known ones. So the reason being is because when they do dip or at certain levels, there are buyers there, big buyers, right, with big money. So we want to be there with them. The deal is the gap, right? So it's that empty space. So we're looking there. There's a specific number. They got to do the deal. If we don't do the deal, we don't do the trade. And a pattern. And this is what I want to talk about. So there's no deal right now. So what do we do with NVIDIA? So now this is what I was been saying is that this is the secondary thing. We don't really like to do this, but if there's no gaps, then we have to look at patterns. And finally, risk management. We always look to risk about 1%, 0.5%, 1.5%, something like that. We deal with it on an hourly close. And that's how we manage our risk. We always talk about it in our videos. So keep watching and you'll learn a little. So let's flip our charts here. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. Just to recap, in our last video, we talked about this. We actually I was in a shock this morning because I said that NVIDIA was down like over $500. I'm like, what's happening? Obviously, I'm not current with the news, but there was a split today, and that's why now it's down to 186. So it's a lot more affordable now than buying the $800, $900 share price. So which is good. I think this is a positive thing for the share. It can attract more buyers, especially the retail investors to jump in and participate on this bullish trend, over the long term. But what we're doing here is gap trading. And we said last video that if we open at it was 710, 700, but now I guess we're looking at around 770 would have been probably the number. It missed our number. We didn't do the deal. It just took off like a rocket. And where did it go? These breakdown candles, man. And if we go into a 2-hour chart, you can see it a little better here. Let me just zoom in a little bit. Here's the high, the high of the breakdown candle here. There's a high of a break candle here. This is on a 2-hour chart, so every candle is a 2-hour time frame, and there's one at 194. So what we're seeing here, this could be a make of a reversal because we did gap down, and that's what we're focusing on. We really want to pay our attentions on these types of behaviors. So we have a lower open. We just took off like a rocket, and I was saying it's going to do this, $50, $60 move at the $800 price. Now we're looking at a $10 move, and we're going sideways. I think we did this kind of move yesterday, and I said this is looking like a bullish flag pattern. And if we're dipping down here, I'll be looking to buy, but I don't want to. I'm looking to risk 1.5%, and it didn't come down enough for me to take the trade. So we're still waiting, and so we're either waiting for it to come and test this again, or come close to it, or it could keep going sideways, and then if we kind of just hang out here for a while. On a 15, so if we go to a 15-minute chart, let me remove that. So, if we keep hanging out here for a while, then maybe something will set up where we can trade off of it for a continuation back to the 190. But this is a 179. 179 is a key area. So if we start closing on the 5-minute chart, 15-minute chart, below this number, this could be a shorting opportunity. Another one, right? It is possible. So this could be just a dead cat bounce. We will see. What the 80-20 rule is, so let's just move back, is that we test these. We do often test the breakdown candle highs. So this is a 2-hour chart. If we flip it to a daily chart, so you have 1, This is an intraday one here, but you have these 3 levels here, right? So there's a lot of room to come back, and finally, this is the last one up here. So these are key areas. And this is something that you should be noting: 190, 195, we 198.50, 203.50, 208.50. All very key areas where you unload and load, and you can just trade these channels all the way up and down. And if you pay attention to my Apple video, we're going to talk about how we're doing that there, because there was some setup for some good trades on Apple. And we're finally going to do gap trading series on Apple. I think we did one video, and then really we were just shorting it because it came down. We didn't have any gap trading opportunities on Apple. So we're waiting right now. We're on the sidelines. We're waiting for either a retest of 179, or if it can recapture and start closing above 190. And if we have some kind of breakup candle that we can trade against, we will be looking to capitalize on that opportunity. It's not a gap. It's not our favorite thing to do, but it's a secondary option as part of our strategy. So just before we close off here, let's take a look at our spreadsheet. So we are expanding on this spreadsheet. There's a lot of, I'm creating new tabs here for the Patreon supporters. We have our gap trades. So we actually have an Amazon trade in here that we have set up. It triggered. We're up, I think like 50 or 60 some dollars a share on that already. As an example, we have our gap and short selling lessons. So all of the things that we're learning and we're seeing that we're doing incorrect, or that we can do better. We're entering them there, and we're also associating a cost to it. So you could see when you do this type of analysis, it really holds you accountable and helps you change direction. And finally, we have the short gap and short selling fundamentals, and it will actually lay out step by step exactly how to go about these two strategies, so you can start implementing them on a day-to-day basis. So really no updates here. We didn't buy any NVDA. We actually bought, did we buy entry 144.02? Oh yeah, so that will be for the Apple stock series. So thank you for joining. Hopefully you learned something. Please comment below. I love to hear about your trades, and we can have a quick chat anytime. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.